Welcome to headlines on the national television of Burkina Faso. The main news stories. The International Youth Day was commemorated yesterday in Ouagadougou, a commemoration which allowed youth from 54 African countries to meet with the President of Faso. Captain Ibrahim Traoré called on youth to unite to get rid of cowardice, treason, and incompetence. The President of Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, laid the foundation stone of the extension of a cement production plant on Thursday. The project of the company CIMAF will cost more than 33 billion CFA francs and aims to increase the production capacity of the company. Terrorist groups in the Center-East region are at the end of their rope. 800 of them were killed by the Burkinabe army on July the 31st, 2024 in Kulpelgo. More importantly, their famous leader, Diko Tidiane, alias Abu Darda, was also neutralized. The International Youth Day was commemorated in advance yesterday in Ouagadougou. The commemoration brought together young people from 54 African countries in the Palais des Sports. On the occasion, the youth was able to commune with the head of state. Captain Ibrahim Traoré called on the youth to unite and get rid of cowardice, treason, incompetence. Tangaka Fando reports.
Integration, security, peace and development, the role of African youth is the theme of the International Youth Day, whose commemorative activities were launched by the head of state. Captain Ibrahim Traoré shared his vision on the future of Africa with young people from the 13 regions of Burkina Faso and 54 African countries. In front of the young people of the continent, the President of Faso had a speech to raise awareness aimed at inviting them to be more committed to the struggle for the accession to a real independence of Burkina Faso and the other African countries. The head of state called on young people to banish cowardice, treachery, and incompetence. Recalling the strong link between integration, security, and development, the President of Faso deplored the lack of solidarity of the African Union towards countries at war, such as Ethiopia, Congo, Sudan, and the Sahel countries. For young people, the President of Faso is a leader who inspires by his exemplarity and patriotism. He arouses hope for the current generation. The representative of the youth of Burkina Faso in Africa, President of the Pan-African Youth Union, also President of the National Youth Council, Moumouni Diala, called on his comrades to unite and work with the President of Faso for the total liberation of the African continent.
Now, listen to the Secretary General of the Pan-African Youth Union, Ahmed Belim.
Africa is with you, and we stand in solidarity with you. Our generation has a responsibility, and that responsibility is to decolonize this continent from the shackles of neocolonialism. And Excellency, we are here today because we believe in the fight against neocolonialism. We believe in the total liberation of this African continent, and we believe that our generation has a mission to liberate this continent economically. Your Excellency, before I take my seat, I would want to touch on just two important issues. And those two important issues I know are the heart of Burkina Faso's development and the African continent. One is the peace, security, and stability of this continent. We cannot build a stable, progressive, and resilient African society if our people are in abject poverty. And therefore, we can have the conversation about democracy, but first we must liberate our continent. And so, Your Excellency, the young people that are gathered today believe that Burkina Faso is on the right path in terms of liberating itself from colonial shackles. The second issue that I want to touch on is that Burkina Faso and the rest of the continent, we are not an island. We need to move in solidarity as a continent, recognizing that the instability in the Sahel have got a direct effect on the progress and development of this continent, and therefore, every African country must take responsibility for ensuring that there's peace, stability, and security in the Sahel.
There may be a significant cut in the cement price in Burkina Faso in the years to come. The foundation stone of the extension of a cement production plant of the company CIMAF was laid by the president of Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, in Ouagadougou. The extension, consisting of a calcium clay production unit and a solar power plant, will cost more than 33 billion CFA francs. The goal is to increase the production capacity of the plant and its energy empowerment. Tangaka Fando for more details.
This project is a perfect illustration of the industrialization policy of the Burkinabe government, according to the president of Faso. Captain Ibrahim Traoré congratulated the promoter for its implementation. He also welcomed the project for a calcium clay production unit, which will consist of extracting the raw material on site for transformation into a finished product to meet the internal needs of Burkina Faso. This technology of the CIMAF group is in line with the vision of the transitional authorities to work so that raw materials can be processed on site and to contribute to the creation of decent jobs for the youth. More than 315 direct and indirect jobs will also be created thanks to the factory, said the president of Faso. A solar unit accompanies the project, which should make it possible to lower production costs. This should also contribute to reducing the price of cement in Burkina Faso. The president of Faso took the opportunity to encourage economic operators to invest in the processing of raw materials and reassure foreign investors about the opportunities by investing in Burkina Faso. The minister in charge of trade, Serge Poda, who read the speech of the president of Faso, praised the resilience and patriotic commitment of economic operators alongside the government to build a strong, innovative and sovereign national economy. The construction of the calcium clay unit and the installation of the solar power plant will cost more than 33 billion CFA francs.
The President of the Republic of Sierra Leone was in Ouagadougou last Tuesday for a working and friendship visit. He was welcomed off the plane by the President of Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The two heads of state had a working session extended to their delegations, followed by a closed session. Several issues of common interest were reviewed, and expectedly, the security situation in Burkina Faso and in the Sahel was at the center of the discussions. Listen to President Zulus Madabio.
First, I want to say sorry for coming this late. Burkina Faso is a sister country in West Africa. When things happen, we are supposed to check on one another. And I'm coming this late, but it's better late than never, because I want to know the situation in Burkina Faso for myself, not what I read, not what I've been told. So my working visit here is to talk to the leader to see what is happening here, especially with reference to the problem in the whole of the Sahel region, the terrorists, how they've been disturbing the peace of the country. So I've had extensive discussions with him, and I now have a full range of the information that I really wanted as one member of the ECOWAS region, but also as chair of the president of the Security Council this month, and I will be in New York in few days to chair the Security Council, and I wanted to know what is happening in Burkina Faso and the other Sahel countries. So that is the reason for my visit here.
Diko Tidiane alias Abu Dada has been killed by the Burkinabe army. He is among the 103 terrorists killed on July the 31st in Kulpelgo in the center-east by the army. He is the 37 Diko Tidiane alias Abu Dada is a murderer commanding more than 250 men who were scouring the province. A patrol of the fighting forces on a mission in the village of Napade, commune of Soudigi in the province of Kulpelgo, valiantly repelled a terrorist attack on the morning of July the 31st, 2024. Thanks to the bravery of the soldiers, the enemy suffered a crushing defeat and fled, leaving 103 corpses on the battlefield. Among these murderers was the terrorist leader Diko Tidiane alias Abu Darda, who had long been wanted by the defense and security forces. Diko Tidiane alias Abu Darda was trained in 2019 in the terrorist base of Turel, Kabonga, before being placed at the head of more than 250 terrorists. He was particularly active in the attacks against the defense and security forces and the VDPs in the communes of Soudigi, Sanga, Wargai, Kogo, Mene, Yurga, Bagamusa, Yonde, and Napade in the province of Kulpelgo. His neutralization is a hard blow for the so-called group for the support of Islam and the Muslim in the east and center-east regions. The project of constructing Burkina Faso's first nuclear power plant is underway. A team from the Russian Atomic Energy Agency was received on Tuesday by the minister in charge of energy for this purpose. The two parties shared with each other views on technical issues to lay the foundations for the construction of this nuclear power. The nuclear power is viewed by the government of Burkina Faso as a mean to ensure energy sovereignty. Tangaka Fando has more details.
Burkina Faso's total sovereignty is a concern for its current authorities, and this involves key sectors including energy. It's for reaching this goal that the team in charge of the construction of a nuclear power plant and the ministry in charge of energy are exchanging on the technical aspect. Exchanges that will lay the necessary foundation for the start of the project, according to the minister in charge of energy, Yakuba Zabreguba. For the minister, this visit comes after the signing of 3 memoranda of understanding in June, part of the implementation of the roadmap signed in Russia. The project is expected to start in 2025. The Russia Agency for Atomic Energy, in charge of carrying out the work, rushes of its implementation as soon as possible, according to Alexander Rivev, chief engineer of Rosatom. A Russian technician will stay in Burkina Faso from August 5 to 9th, 2024. The exchanges will also involve other ministries such as higher education, health, agriculture, and environment.
Ladies and gentlemen, this news program has come to an end. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Next time.